I have got some ghost stories for you.
I feel something crawl into the bed with me, and it starts to spoon me.
There was a time where I would be in bed falling asleep, and I would hear my name being called. Different voices call my name.
Poof, the person disappeared right in front of our eyes.
And we were both like, did you see that?
There was this figure of a woman. Her skin was bluish, and her hands were clawed, and her mouth was wide open.
So that is my ghost story.
Hi, and welcome to Haunted AF, the podcast of real ghost stories told by real people. We are your hosts. I'm Julie Fisk.
And I'm Rebecca Black.
And we've got like a whole new setup this time.
Yeah, we do. It's so fancy.
Yeah.
Sort of.
If you're listening to the podcast, this is another good excuse to go and check it out on YouTube.
Yeah.
Because what we did, we're taping from Rebecca's office.
Shout out to the boss.
To the
if
boss.
You need floors or fencing, we got you covered.
Whoop, whoop. And
free plug right there.
Yep. We got a green screen. We've got lights. So many lights.
So many lights.
So yeah, we're doing it totally different. That's why it looks different. But again, if you're listening to the podcast, you're like, shut up and tell me a ghost story.
Right. But here's the thing. If we're bad at telling ghost stories today, it's because we literally can't see.
Yes.
We are being blinded by the lights.
So, it's like...
But like we want to look good, so we have to.
When I look back at the file, at the video, it's like my eyes, everything is just disappearing because the lights, but that's good. There are reasons for this.
To a very smooth looking exterior.
Yes. Okay, so coming up, we've got another video mystery that we need your help with. Plus, we're going to revisit some videos that we shared last month and get your thoughts. Because, like, one of them, we call it the drone video. Mm-hmm. Lots of people were saying spider webs. No,
not in any way, shape, or form. Could that be a spider web?
Well, and it's hard to kind of,
it's like glowing.
Right. And I understand that in the past, most of the time when there's an inexplicable ring video, it usually is a spider web.
Right.
But this time there's even a sound effect. There's like the kind of drone sound going on.
And it like literally it dings into something.
Yes, you can hear it. Yeah. So anyhow, we're going to talk about all of that. That's coming up in just a little bit.
But first, we have to say hi to our newest patrons, Katie Ellison, Carolyn Williams, Lisa McLaurin, and Mary Peterson for becoming an annual patron. If you are not a patron already, you are missing some super great stuff, like the super sweet Christmas Eve story that Brandy sent us in a terrifying Hatman story.
Oh yeah, that Hatman story is intense.
Yeah.
So let's get started this month with our friend Lisa, who sent in the 4-Pug Weekend story. That was actually our number one story of 2023.
Was it really?
Yes,
it was such a great little story.
Yeah, if you haven't heard that one, just go back and listen to our top 10 of 2023. But the story is Lisa's husband passed away, and afterwards she kept coming in and finding the TV on, like dog shows and all of their pugs sitting around watching TV.
Yeah.
And she knew she was not leaving the TV on. And she sent pictures of all the pugs sitting around watching TV, which was absolutely adorable.
Also, pugs are small. Like they can't turn on the TV with their they don't have opposable thumbs.
No, they can't pick up the remote
and be
and
like,
hold
burp,
it.
burp, burp.
Yeah.
Nope.
Plus, they're dumb.
Yeah. I was like, my dog can eat a remote, but she can't use it.
No, okay. So Lisa says, I was standing in a rural Alabama cemetery following a funeral last month when my son called, and he was spooked. He had heard voices in the living room and thought I was home. So he came out to say hi, but instead of me, he found the youngest of our 2 pugs watching Teletubbies on TV.
What?
And the TV had been off all day long. So since this is nothing new in our house now, I was actually more surprised by the Teletubbies than I was the TV turning on by itself.
Right. Interesting choice of television, Pug.
I didn't even know that they had Teletubbies on TV anymore.
I didn't either.
That's not all. Last year, after my father passed away, my mother moved into senior living and leased their house to my daughter's family.
Okay.
A week ago, as my daughter and granddaughter played on the living room floor, my granddaughter looked towards my dad's favorite chair. Then she did that little toddler wave and said, hi. Hi. So you might recall that last fall she was smiling at something on our stairs that I could not see. Yeah. So to me, it feels like the 2 men who love me most are still keeping an eye on me and my family. Yeah. In its own way, it is a comfort. You keep being your delightful selves, and I'll keep looking forward to the Haunted AF title page popping up once a month on my phone, and that is from Lisa.
Oh, how sweet.
Love you so much. And Lisa just became a patron, too.
Love that. Thank you, Lisa. All right, our next one's from Hannah. Hi, ladies. I was catching up on some of your old older podcast and heard Rebecca's story about getting Snapchats from someone who has passed. That's happened more than once now.
Oh, yeah. We'll keep going.
Well, it's happening to me as well. It's picked up in frequency lately. Oh my God!
Yeah.
It's crazy. They're from someone who unfortunately died by their own decision, and it was heartbreaking for me since we were more sisters than friends. She passed a year and a half ago, and seeing her name come up on Snap gave me a rush of emotions. I told myself someone must have gotten her phone number and forgot about it, but a few months later, it happened again. I checked to see if it was just her phone number, but no. The user ID is still her name. Like she's on Snap, but no pic.
So isn't that what happened to you? You
Yes.
looked and it's their name.
Yeah, it is their name. Absolutely. I got one on Tuesday and again at 1:30 this morning. I might send a hello message just to see if there's a response. Love you guys and hope you got my first story. Sad to hear you're only airing once a month now. I know, we're sorry. That's a long time without yous. Oh, thanks. I honestly love your podcast. The kids do too. Take care. Lots of love from upstate New York, Hannah.
Okay, thank you, Hannah. And Hannah sent pictures of the
Yeah,
Snapchat.
please.
So Hannah was thinking, you know how sometimes social media will be like, hey, you haven't reached out to this person in a while.
Yeah.
So she thought maybe that could be it.
Yeah.
Have you ever done a little wave or whatever to that phone number when it comes to you?
No, I'm too kind of chicken, but I probably should.
Do it. Let's just
So-
see what happens.
Weirdly enough that she sends this
Now?
because I'm not kidding you, yesterday I got on Threads and I had a dead person say that they were following me.
What?
We know this person, Roger Emmerich,
Raj!
who I love
The
and I
Raj Nahal.
adore. And he was
Oh.
like one of the greatest human beings and sports broadcasters of all time. And yeah, it said that his Threads was now following me. And then when I went to click on it, it wasn't there.
Well, and I feel like Roger passed before Threads was a thing.
Absolutely, he did.
Dude.
What the hell?
Because it's bots being creepy.
Right?
That's some nasty stuff
Yeah.
right there. Somebody needs to look into that a little bit further. And Hannah, let us know if you do like get the wave or whatever. Keep us posted. And
she answers.
if this is something that's happening to you guys, let us know as well, because it seems like this is definitely a trend of
Yeah.
some kind. And not just Snapchat. If you're seeing deceased people popping up on social media.
It's creepy.
Real quick, we have to say thanks to Rebecca, not you, a different Rebecca, who sent this. I know you have mentioned this theme park in an episode, just wanted to pass it along. I live in Western North Carolina and I've always wanted to go myself. So she sent a link to this, the Land of Oz, which is in, the mountains of North Carolina.
We have absolutely talked about this before.
Yes, we have, because when I was a kid, I went to the Land of Oz, but then years later, when I was in high school, we went and found the abandoned amusement park.
So cool.
And creeped around in it. It was like the coolest thing ever. But now the park is going to mark the 85th anniversary of the film, The Wizard of Oz.
Okay.
So they're opening the theme park, and I think it's kind of like back in its heyday, you know? Like,
Yeah.
it's not like you're walking around an abandoned theme park, which would be awesome in
So wait,
itself.
they fixed it up?
I think they fixed it
Oh.
up just enough to be able to open it. I
Okay.
think there are some parts that they still leave kind of.
So it's not dangerous.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a hazard to your health as you're
Yeah.
walking through.
There's probably legal reasons
Makes
that they do
sense.
all of that. Yeah. So, but you can go in and check it out, and
So
like,
freaking cool.
yes, and the Yellow Brick Road is there, and the
Awesome.
witch's house, and everything. So I think it sells out very quickly. We will post a link, but they are going to be open the first 3 weekends in September.
Okay.
And I did hear it gets kind of crowded. So
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah.
All right, so we also got this email. Hi, Julie. Hi, Rebecca. I'm still a faithful listener, and in response to the latest episode about hosting a live show, this is me officially offering the very still haunted Painted Lady Bed and Brew.
You remember this place?
Yes.
It was so haunted.
I am so freaking excited right now. Look, I'm getting like the chill bumps. It says we have an outdoor beer garden with gazebo. Well, check and check.
Yeah.
There's a stage that can accommodate nearly 100 people. We've been holding a ton of events that are all related to brews and booze. I almost said that wrong.
Like bruise and boobs?
Yeah, I did.
I was thinking that. Same thing. I mean, we could be that too.
That's another business we can start. Just saying. We've been holding a ton of events here related to the brews and booze. Now we brew our own beer, and all the beer names come from the 80s and the 90s scary movies. You got to try our Amber Ale. Wolfman's Got Nards. That is amazing. I'm sorry. I'm very excited about this. A live ticketed podcast would be great. How does October sound? Yes, I think we're absolutely in.
So
yeah?
this is Albuquerque, New Mexico, and
Let's
Albuquerque
go.
in October is pretty amazing.
Let's go.
You are super excited
so
about this.
excited. Please let me know if you're interested. But I think that was just what we did.
That's a big yes.
If
yes.
not, I can always share some of the more haunted stories for from the podcast. Cheers, Jesse Heron, owner of Painted Lady Bed and Brew.
Yeah, Jesse, we'll call you because
Yeah.
that sounds amazing.
It sounds freaking awesome. And like for the weekend, can we just have a haunted AF brew?
Yes, absolutely.
Like, like our own little beer for the weekend?
The Boobs and Brew. The Brew and
I love
Boobs
it.
Brew. I actually have a haunted hotel stay coming up because I'm going to go to the Driscoll Hotel in Austin.
I was just in Austin.
Yeah.
And the Driscoll was right behind our hotel.
Yes.
And we didn't go. And because my husband sucks. My husband's doesn't want to do anything ghosty. He doesn't even like scary movies. It's ridiculous. But I was going to tell you need to stay at the Driscoll.
I'm staying at the Driscoll because I'm not going with my husband.
I love it.
That's why I could get away with it this
love
time.
it. There's a whole story. It's great.
Yeah, so allegedly in the early 1990s, I'm sorry, is that in 1890s?
Yeah, it is.
A distraught bride checked into room 329 of the Driscoll. Her fiance had just called off the wedding, so she decided to blow over $40,000 on a shopping spree. On the third day, she lined up all of her swag next to her bed and pulled out a gun, then blew her head off. She used a pillow to muffle the sound of the round, and to this day, guests swear that they see her ghost towing bags up and down the halls of the hotel. First of all, can I call bullshit on this story real quick?
Go for it.
And I'll post the link to this website.
Are
that
you going
had
to
this-
say because you don't buy $40,000 worth of stuff and then not wear it and have a good time?
No. What I was going to say is, who puts a pillow over their own head to muffle the sound? Like, don't you do that when you murder somebody?
Yeah.
Somebody murdered her.
You think?
Whoever that $40,000 belonged to, used that pillow and killed her. I'm sorry, when I was like, who puts a pillow over your head?
Just snuffed her right on out. There's
Yeah.
also rumors there's a little girl that haunts the Driscoll as well, that it's like a politician's daughter or something.
Oh, yes, there's a painting and there was like a little
and
girl.
the eyes move and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
That may be every haunted hotel.
Has that.
Yeah.
No, there's like a specific painting that I need to go look for. I'll
kinda
keep y'all
cool.
posted, but yeah, we do have a haunted hotel thing coming up. So let's go ahead and take a minute to discuss this whole, the videos that we shared last week.
Okay.
And we do have a new one that we're going to share in just a couple of minutes from India.
I'm excited about the new one.
I am too, but we have to readdress the drone video.
Okay.
The video came from Tegan, and it was of something flying around in her parents' yard.
Yeah.
And we asked everyone what they thought. And the only consistent answer that we got were spider webs, which I just...
It's too uniform to be spider webs, right?
Right. And I think maybe if you saw like our TikTok and you can't actually hear the sound of the drone, then maybe that might make a little bit more sense. But if you watch the actual video, there is a drone sound. You hear it knock into something. Right. And honestly, I've gone and looked at like what the delivery drones look like for Walmart and for Amazon.
Yeah.
And they all have 4 things.
Right.
But they're not dangly the way
Okay.
they were on this one. But to me, that kind of made sense because it looked like they'd had little like either lights or reflectors of some kind on it.
I agree. I thought the same thing.
Yeah. So still no answer on the drones.
But I do feel we would be the first 2 people on the planet to be like, no, it's a spider web.
Yeah.
We've seen, and we don't think it's a spider web.
I really don't think it's a spider web.
Same.
Yeah. The other video that we shared was the lady in white along a highway in Charleston, South Carolina.
Yeah.
And most people were like, ghost. That is a ghost.
It's something.
Yeah.
It is something.
And some people said, I used to live there. I've seen the lady in white.
Oh.
I know what that is. So a lot of people felt the same way that we did.
I saw one person who thought there might be a horse involved. So thank you to whoever you were. I forgot your name.
Oh, yeah. There were multiple people who saw your horse. I still don't see the horse.
I see it. I'm sorry.
One person said, to me, it looks like a mailbox that has some sort of reflective material on it.
Okay.
So people won't hit it. And maybe that is swaying in the wind to give the impression that someone is walking.
Okay.
So what I really wish we had was somebody who could go down this Highway 61 in Charleston, South Carolina. And just like that, I would love to see that stretch of highway.
Right.
And see if there is something there. Because when you look at it, it's like, maybe it's a mailbox with something attached to it.
Sure. And like, you need to go in daylight too.
Right. Yes, absolutely. And then Scotty B sent an image and he says, I played around with the picture and came up with the attached. It looks like a floating body surrounded by something black. Definitely not human at all. Hope this helps.
Oh God, that's so freaking creepy.
Right? I don't know. It looks a little less like a mailbox right now.
The mailboxes feel as a stretch anyway.
Yeah, it is a stretch. So
I'm not saying it couldn't be, but.
now let's share this video. This one came from India. Here, why don't you read this one?
All right. India says, y'all, I woke up this morning to find our baby gate had been taken out of the doorway and leaned against the wall. I watched the security camera footage to see what was up and saw it moved on its own. It clearly shows this gate just slid over. You can see my dog look up for a minute and lay his head back down. You have to understand how tight this gate was in the doorway. It's been up for months and hasn't budged. I can't move it without loosening the nuts with a wrench. If somehow it just came loose, it would have just fallen over. It's a heavy metal gate. Still not ready to say I'm a believer, but I certainly cannot explain this. Big fan of the show, by the way, India.
Okay, so let's watch the video. You and I both been playing around with this quite a bit.
Hold on, I have to comment. Like, you know how tight baby gates are in the doorway. You've put up a baby gate, right? Like, you were screwing that thing all the way to the wall to the point where it will leave like marks on your wall.
Yes.
So like for it to a whole thing come off,
right?
I'm red flag already.
I think my favorite part of this whole video is the dog's reaction.
Yeah, he definitely sees it.
Yeah. And then he looks around like, what the fuck was that about?
That's wild.
It's very simple. It's a very simple video. It's just closed and then it moves.
You can clear as day though. See, it is coming forward and like off of that wall.
Yeah. It's so guys, what do you think is happening here? India doesn't have any sort of other activity at their house. Also, India is not, India.
She doesn't believe.
She doesn't. She's not a believer. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, but she wants to know what exactly is going on here.
Oh, I don't know.
That's like a ghost who's so sick of like cracking their knees on the baby gate over and over again. We had something like this happen just the other day in the kitchen. I'm like standing in the kitchen talking to my daughter.
Yeah.
And I hear the coffee maker beep behind me.
Okay.
Which I'm like, that's weird because I wasn't making coffee. Nothing was going on. I was like, but I just kept talking to my daughter. And then I turned around and I realized that the coffee maker was unplugged and that's why it had beeped. And I was like, oh, that's weird. That's why it beeped. And Emma said, yeah, that was really weird. I saw the plug come out of the wall while I was talking to you.
she didn't.
Yes.
And at no point she decided she didn't want to stop the conversation there to tell you that she just saw the plug magically fall out of the socket.
I don't know. There's so much weird shit that happens in our house. And I mean, to be
it
fairly
does.
honest, it's like, it tends to be around Emma.
Right.
I still remember years ago, her coming home from school and she walked into the bathroom and I was talking to her like on the other side of the bathroom door and she shut the door and she went, Mom, the light just turned on its own.
Yeah, because the ghost loves you.
It's just a helpful ghost,
Yeah.
Maybe it's like unplug your coffee maker. This is a fire hazard.
Or it's like, I'm going to save you some money on your electricity bill. A whole 10 cents a month.
So go watch the video. Let us know what's going on. And keep in mind, if you have a weird video like that, please send it. We would love to get some help on it. hauntedayofpodcast@gmail.com. And we're going to wrap everything up this month with a story that came in from Robin.
Julie, Rebecca, hi. It's funny, I just discovered your podcast maybe 3 weeks ago. I'm almost all the way caught up. I'm ashamed that I didn't discover it years ago. I don't know how I missed it, but I love it. Please keep the episodes coming. As I'm listening, I just keep hearing you ask for stories. And in my mind, I'm like, come on, people, send them in. I need some episodes.
Yeah,
but then I realize, well, why am I not telling my story? There is this hotel in Ohio that I love. It's in Granville, Ohio. It's called the Buxton Inn. I've stayed there probably 4 or 5 times over the last 20 years, and it is well known to be a haunted inn. It's a very quaint, old hotel. It was built in the 1800s. You know, those creaky stairs and tiny little rooms, but lovely. About 20 something years ago, I went with my boyfriend at the time. I had asked for the most haunted room. We knew that it was haunted by a lady in blue and some other man. And I love staying in haunted hotels. So I requested the most haunted room, which I've done at every haunted hotel I've stayed at because I want something to happen so bad. So we're watching TV and we're drinking wine. We finish a bottle. We want to open a second bottle. We don't have a wine key. So he says, I'm going to go down to the bar to get a wine key. And he's gone for maybe 2 seconds. Not a long time, like a blink or two of an eye. Comes back in. Dude is pale. I mean, like white as a sheet. Eyes are filled with tears. And I'm like, what happened? And he says, I don't know how to tell you this, but I just saw a cat, but I just saw its head and you could see through it. He saw a ghost cat. I'm giddy because I'm like, yes, this is it. It's going to happen. Nothing happened. To this day, nothing has happened. Wake up the next day. We're telling the man at the desk as we're checking out what happened. And he says, oh yeah, that room is haunted by a cat. We had no idea about the cat. We knew about the lady in blue. We knew about the guy. No idea that it was haunted by a cat. Fast forward a few years, I go with 2 girlfriends. We are, again, drinking wine. You can see a theme here, I'm sure. Drinking wine, having fun, where we stay up till probably 1 a.m, just taking pictures. And at that time, we didn't have iPhones that take pictures, so we're using the digital cameras where you can like see the picture on the screen. And I'm saying this because I don't feel like the iPhone takes the same pictures as these old digital cameras or maybe the DSLRs. I feel like those are the ones, when I've taken them, I get the orbs, I get the weird light streaks or the weird whatever. I don't get it with my iPhone, but pretty much every picture we took has a crazy orb in it. And not just like a, could that be dust? Like a full-on orb, light streak, a lot of crazy stuff all over the hotel. We were outside, we were downstairs, we're in our room. I'll send you some pictures. That night, we all cram into the same bed, full-size bed, even though there's another bed, but we're not sleeping alone. I forced myself into the middle because there is no way that I'm going to let a toe or a finger hang off the edge of the bed. And in the middle of the night, one of my girlfriends wakes up to what feels like a cat playing with her hair. My other girlfriend hears hangers in our closet suddenly start banging into each other. Me, slept like a log, heard nothing, felt nothing. Why? Why can the ghosts not like me? So those are the 2 biggest experiences I've had there. Fire burnt half of it down a few years ago when no one was staying there. It was during the pandemic. But they rebuilt it. They reopened. I've stayed there once since. Nothing happened. But I'm going back. And if anything happens again, I will. I'll send you some pictures. Oh, one of the pictures I took when I was there with my girlfriends. I'm going to put it in. It is, I think very clearly, but maybe that's just me, a cat. Curled up, sleeping on the bed, fully translucent. You can see through it. Ghost cat. A reminder to everybody else, please send in your stories. I'm saying this not for Julie and Rebecca. I'm saying this for me. I live in Indiana. Have you been to Indiana? I'm guessing if you have, it was just to drive through because there's nothing happening here. I need this podcast. I need it in my life. And Julie, Rebecca, if you need feet on the ground, I'm your girl. Okay. I'll do it for free. I will be wherever you want me to be, especially if it gets me closer to finally catching my ghost. Thank you. Talk soon.
Oh, she
Love
was
you.
so amazing.
Thank
what a good
you.
storyteller, too.
Yes, thank you, Robin. Please, the next time you go to the Buxton, you have to let us know what happens. The problem is, though, I really feel like seeing ghosts sometimes, it's kind of like liking cilantro. Like, I really feel like it's a genetic thing. Like, some people can and some people can't.
Maybe she just wants it too bad. Like, I do kind of think that she wants it too bad, so the ghost is like...
Like ghosts,
I'm not going to give you the pleasure.
They can sense desperation.
Probably.
Okay, so here are
That's probably why
pictures.
I don't have any good experiences.
So here's an outside shot of this place.
Oh God, that's creepy. Look in the orb.
There's the orb immediately. Yes, and it's like outside. Why is that? Because somebody would say it's a lens flare. A lens flare, it's like dark outside. Why would that
There's
happen?
another one right here.
Yeah, if you look around at these photos, and we'll post them all, hauntedaf.com. Here's another outside shot, orb front and center. Okay, are you ready to see the cat? It's going to be interesting to see if you see this.
I do see what looks like might be an eyes and a nose.
When I looked at it, I could see what looked like some ears and a face, or it's pareidolia. It's a blurry.
Because we're looking for it.
It's a blurry image in the reflection of a mirror.
But it looks more like a possum to me.
Ghost possum.
Wouldn't that be sweet?
I love possums.
I do too. They're so cute.
I feel like we're some of the only people in the world who be like, possums are amazing.
They are, but have you seen like a baby one?
Oh, gosh,
my
yes.
God, that's so cute.
Oh, I found one in the woods one time, but it was covered in bugs.
And you're like, oh, sorry.
I left him there and I felt horrible and I went back to get him and I couldn't find him. Oh. I shouldn't have told that story. Now I'm going to feel terrible. All right.
No, he probably went back to mom.
So y'all go to, this is the August episode 2024 at hauntedaf.com. Go and look at all the pictures. Let us know if you see anything that looks like a cat. And Robin, let us know exactly where was that cat. And any sort of haunted stuff that you want to do. And actually for all of you guys, if you ever want to be our boots on the ground people,
please.
We're all about that.
Yes, we are.
Because I don't think Robin's going to find anything.
she has bad luck.
She's going to keep going to all the haunted places, and everyone around her is going to be like, I got ghost scratches.
And she's going to be like, nothing happened to me. I slept through it.
Yeah, exactly.
Poor Robin. Okay, heads up, everybody. We are planning some fun stuff for the spooky season.
Yes,
but
right
it's all
around
just,
the corner.
Yeah, all just kind of in the works right now. We don't have anything nailed down just yet. Don't worry. If you're following us on social media, we're going to blast it there so you will know what's going on with Haunted AF because that's the way we roll, right?
Yeah.
Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. If you want some cute, spooky merch for Halloween as well, we've got loads of it at hauntedaf.com. Check it out.
Last year, we made a bunch of really cute Halloween gear.
Yeah.
So go and look. In fact,
that sweatshirt's amazing.
I need to get the basic witch one.
I forgot about that one.
Yeah, I know. See, we have so much good stuff that we forgot about.
Know.
Yeah. hauntedaf.com. Again, that's where you can find the companion blog, see all the videos, all the pictures, catch up with the videos from last week as well. And like Robin said, send in your stories, please. We're planning to release weekly episodes in September and October, but that's only if we get enough stuff to share. Yes.
Yeah, so the pressure's on you people now.
Yes, come on. Give it up. So send all that good stuff. So what do we need? We like Hatman stories, ghost stories, Bigfoot.
All of them. Aliens.
Aliens. We haven't had a good UFO story.
We have not.
In fact, I've been following MUFON on Facebook. So much fun. Okay. In fact, we do have a UFO sort of story, UFO adjacent story that we're going to share next time.
That'll work.
Glitches in the Matrix, all of that stuff. Send it to hauntedafpodcast@gmail.com so we can share it on the next Haunted AF.